Hello, friends, and welcome. You're watching episode number 23 of our Watford Skellington Railroad Transport Fever Let's Play. My name is Sean, and I'm glad you're here joining me as I play some video games this morning. When we left off, it was 1975, and we were watching all these trucks move around, I guess. I don't know. I looked at yesterday's video. Wow, look at all that stuff that's highlighted in this thing. I looked at yesterday's video and all of the stuff seemed to be running pretty smooth. I couldn't find any jaggedy, jumpy stuff in there. So even though I did increase the quality of the graphics before yesterday, actually maybe it was at yesterday, it doesn't matter. Before right now, that's for sure. Yeah, so I think maybe it was the way that I had set up the recording software. Who knows? Everything looked fine. So once again, if you see video problems, let me know. I'll try to do some QC checks myself, but obviously I'm not going to be able to watch through the entirety of this. But it is fun to just sit here and watch all these little vehicles run around, isn't it? So between episodes, first off, I noticed that we're having all of these vehicles jamming up in so many places, which is pretty frustrating. I think I probably just have too many buses running here in Burton, for example. But one thing I did do was, ugh, why are they doing that? One thing I did do was add a bunch of bus lanes into basically all of our towns, and hopefully that'll help clear up some of this congestion that we're running into. Um, I also went through and changed the way some of our lines are going. Like you can see down here now, I put in 2 stations on here, so maybe they can, the buses will be a little better about. Although I don't know why this came and did a left turn and then came around there from the right. That's weird. But they're already clearing up, you can see. So I guess I don't need to worry too much. Oh, the Concorde, whoop-de-doo. Hey, guess what? That sawmill is still giving us alerts, but everything's fine there. Now, what was I saying? One thing I did do was I went through and on a lot of these lines, pretty much all of the freight lines, to be honest. Um, hmm, there we go. I went through and doubled up their routes so they would hit each spot twice. That way they would use both decks and maybe get the product through a little faster. I also realized that there's a good way to resolve the issue that we're running into with our freight trains on this line. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it up to where there's 2 lines, one for food and one for fuel, which is going to require me to go through and adjust the trains again, which is kind of a hassle. But I don't think it's really going to be the end of the world. Now I wonder why it wouldn't let me build. Why won't it? Like when I want to build that connection there, it's telling me that it's like at 26 mile an hour. Why does it got to jump down to... Oh, I see. That's just for the curve, because 186 for the straightaway. That's fine. All right. Now, hopefully this doesn't start causing the same problems we were running into with the... that was weird. We were running into where the trains were a little too long. But I guess we're gonna find out here whether if it kills this train for some reason. Did it? No. Weird that that train was just sitting there doing nothing for so long. I don't like that it's gonna be half empty when it returns though. And that means I'm gonna need to start putting these signals on these tracks again. So this poor line, every time it thinks it's gonna recover, I end up killing it with my fiddling shenanigans. But I want to, like, I just don't think that the whatever 4 or 5 trains that we've got running on here, I don't think that's going to quite be enough to meet the demands. And even though it's going to cause a few years worth of hassles, I think that it will be beneficial in the long run. Now, it'd be nice if that train would actually leave the station instead of just sitting there. There we go, thank you. So, although, I should just pull all of the trains on these lines into the depots because I'm gonna have to reassign them all of their vehicles and stuff. Now, what are you doing in the train depot there, Bewdley? Is this the one that I was complaining that it didn't have any vehicles on it in the first place? Bentham Bewdley. It is. Huh. All right. I'm not sure why I sent you to the depot, but I guess I'm going to sell you off because there's no reason for you to be in there. I think I went through yesterday as well, and I sent these to the depot so I can just sell them off. I'm gonna assume that's what I was doing. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe these were supposed to be assigned to a line or something. But I don't know. There we go. Because some of these, like that steel line that we have running, just had way too many vehicles on it, and they were just lining up. So, what's the point? Some of these, I think, still have way too many vehicles on it, but we can take a look at those concerns as we continue on in the episode. But let's go to, we were going to do Alpha Food and Fuel, and we were going to go ahead and send all these to the depots, and basically go through and reassign all of their consists to where they're all just food trains, and then we'll set up a bunch of exclusive oil trains as well, and I think that will allow us to increase our throughput considerably and basically get us to where we should have been on the last episode, which is a little frustrating, but it's okay. We're still learning. Um, Now I don't know why it would have. Why? What do you? Well, you're killing me here. Why don't you just go down there? There you go. Thank you. So for this one, we're going to add a couple more of the goods. Nope. There we go. And I guess that means we need to set up. Let's take a look at our lines here. So Alpha Food and Fuel. We're going to drop that to just Alpha Food. And we're going to need to put these waypoints back in. I guess you still have your waypoint, so we need to add a waypoint down here. There we are. Great. Okay, so that's the Alpha Food line, so you're set up. So we can do Alpha, oh, except I forgot to change the name of it. I mean, I did change the name of it, but I forgot to hit enter. There we go, Alpha Food. Cool. All right, so you go on Alpha Food. Let's look at these other depots. This one. All right, how about I send you up and maybe, oh, come on now. Why when you go up does it start a new train down, and when you go down it starts a new train up? That is crazy, crazy town. All right, that's okay though. We'll just deal with it. And you're gonna go up there, thank you, and one more. There we are, and you're gonna be Alpha Food. Cool. Close you down. Got one in here. You're gonna go. There we go. Cool. And of course it's not going to let me put this train directly onto or put this car directly onto the train where it belongs, is it? Of course it's going to put it on the other one because it's silly. And we will do Alpha Food. Great. And there we go. This one showed up as well. So you're going to go down there. But really you should be a separate train. There we go. And now this one. Oh, come on now. Why not? Oh, are you serious? What's going on here? The up button should take you onto that train. There you go. Thank you. All right. We're going to buy trains, and we're going to throw a couple more goods wagons onto. Oh, come on. Onto that one. There we are. And one more. Whoops. That's one too many. Close you off. There you go. Thank you. Alpha Food. Kaboom. And I should have one more here. There we go. Skellington. Drag you over there, and you're going to go down and down and down and down, and then we're going to buy train, and it's going to be two of these goods wagons, but only one at a time because of the weird way that this game does those things. There we go. Alpha Food. Boom. So all of those trains are set up. So now we're going to buy a locomotive, and the locomotive is this 87-mile-an-hour one, right? Better be. And then we're going to do a couple of those cars on there, and I guess one more is not going to hurt anything. But now we need to do a new line. Oh boy. First off, let's close all that stuff. New line. You're going to start here. You're going to go down here and go into this spot, go there, and then come back into this spot like that, and you're going to be black, and it's going to be alpha fuel, and then I'm going to put a engine on that. Oh, you're already set with an engine on that. Great. Okay, so voila, alpha fuel. Hopefully this doesn't destroy my game. All right, Pangton. We need a couple of new. It's weird that that's Pangton, but we are going to buy train. We're going to buy 2 of the correct engines. I guess that's the correct one, right? Well, no, that's weird. That's the diesel one. And that's the electric one, huh? Alright, so I did not quite go exactly the way that I had it. And you know what? We're going to go with these Class 1042s just because I like electric trains. I don't know that that's the right thing to do. It seems like the other one would be cheaper. But we're going to do it anyways. Now, how long did I make that? 8 trains, right? And is this one 8 trains? It is. Alright, alpha fuel. Hopefully that's not too long and I don't have to bring all these stupid trains back to the stations again. And this one we're going to add 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's going to be alpha fuel. Great. And then we've got a couple more to do this at. It's going to be this one right here. We're going to buy trains. It's going to be that motor. And it's going to be those cars. And it's going to be this line. There we are. And just one more and we'll be done. Here we go. Set line all. Nope, that's not what I want to do yet. I want to do this. Fancy electric train. And then cool tank cars. I didn't say box cars at all. That would be ridiculous. These are tank cars. $1 million each for those tank cars? That is a lot of money. Alright, okay, now we should be set. Let's turn that speed up. See what happens. I don't like that these are all clustered up together, but they should get separated out over time. And now we'll be able to use one station or one platform at a time. Now, why didn't you load? No path electric. Give me a break. You have a path. Why do we have so many? So many. Alright, go back and load up. You're not heading for depot. You're heading for the fuel station. There we go. Why don't you load fuel? There's a lot waiting there. What is it waiting for? Crude oil, alpha food. Oh, I guess it's going to have to... yeah, that's too bad. Just going to have to regenerate the demand, I guess. But that's fine. We'll be alright. I might even be able to add additional trains onto this line, maybe. That's the outgoing fuel train, right? Okay. Let's watch, because right now they're all jammed up here. I think is there 5 trains on this line? There is. Oh, and one of them has a different engine. So that's going to take a little while for all this stuff to balance out. Now, I guess it would be, hopefully they'll get staggered out correctly, because right now, if we have all of our oil trains clustered up together, and then all of our food trains clustered up together, none of them are going to get anywhere. But it looks like they're going to stagger out to every other one. They should do that based on just being able to get in and out of the stations. Because this one should immediately pull right into the station as soon as that other one gets in there. There we go, hardly even had to stop. Alright, so now there's a food one waiting behind it, and then hopefully there will be an oil one waiting behind that. Ought to get that set up to where, I guess if I had two lines right here, and I could set one for oil and one for food, and then they would stagger themselves that way. But I would think that over time this would kind of resolve itself. They should end up staggering themselves just based on getting in and out of the stations. Maybe not, but they're not quite piling up yet. But you can see that the, yeah, they are, I really don't like that, the way that they're staggering there. Well, track is cheap, right? Let's do this. Barely costs anything to do. Oh. What do we got here? New open wagon. Well, that's weird. I thought we had the most modern open wagon already, but I guess not. Alright, we'll put you there. And then I guess we're gonna have to fiddle around with this a little bit over here. I guess it's not gonna be too much fiddling really. Just do that. Too much slope. There we go. Just the right amount of slope. Do that right there. And then we will change where these signals go. Except we'll make them the correct signals instead of the incorrect ones. Like that and like that. And then we'll put these little signals in here. Although it looks like they're already kind of learning how to do that correctly. And then we'll wait for this train to get out of the way so I can set the... We're going to delete that signal. There you go. And then for the food line, let's see, where's number 4? Number 4 is right there. So in front of that one, we want to have that one. And then for the oil line, we will add, that's number 4 right there. So we'll add that one on the oil line, add station. There you go. Okay, now, hopefully, they will stagger themselves out. So let's let that run for a little while and not obsess over it. Oh, this is our new fuel line, isn't it? How's this one doing? Running almost full. I like to see that. You always like to see full trains. Oh my gosh, look at all these passengers. We really need to get more passengers on these passenger lines here. I think the TGV comes out in like 81 maybe, but you know what I mean? Like this line isn't long enough to justify the TGV. I think it has an extremely high, like it's very expensive too from what I remember. So you know what? I think maybe we'll just, what was the deal? Why didn't I want to upgrade our passenger trains on the last one? Let's see, if we set vehicle, oh, I think because our fastest car isn't really all that fast. It's not really any faster than the existing cars that we have. This one goes 75, so we could get up to 87 if we upgraded those. We wouldn't really be able to make them any longer than they are. I feel like they're already kind of at the longest possible. You know what I mean? They just can't get any longer. This one goes 78, but I don't really want to do that one either. So we could go 124, but that's not going to make any difference because that one's limited to 87. And let's take a look at, like, let's just, how do these trains fit into the stations? I could fit a couple of more cars on each one, it looks like. Although the uh, the newer vehicles are a little bit longer than the existing ones. So if I were to go, let's see here. Right now we have basically this setup, right? We have, that's the diesel one. We have this. Do they have 5 cars or do they have 4 cars? Looks like they have 5. Okay, and that reaches the very or not the limitations, but if we add one more on, yeah, so it reaches the limitations. But it looks like we can actually fit 2 more on there. So if we were to replace it with this, so I think we could do 6 cars like that. That'd be 126, right? And if we did 7 cars there, that'd be 140. So, but that would only be 75 miles an hour, and that's 87 miles an hour. You know what? We'll go with this setup then. So let's do that. I want to see how this looks once it switches over. All right, let's take a look at that train. Does it overlap? It doesn't. Oh my gosh, I could actually fit another car on there. Could I fit 2 more on there? I think that would be really pushing it. So if we go, like that one is that long, you can't see it, but I'm actually using my fingers to see how long it is. Oh, so close. I don't think I want to tempt fate, but I do want to go ahead and add another car on there. So we'll do that. So that 7 cars should be enough. Unfortunately, this one's only going to run with 6, but I think we'll be all right. And let's go through and do that for all of our passenger trains. So we're going to jump that to railroad. So at least that'll make it a little shorter. We'll leave that one the way it is. There we go. Craven replacement. And it's that one, right? All right. As soon as we do all this, it's going to introduce a new 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's going to introduce a new a new passenger train, and I'm going to be upset that I did all of these already. Bewdley Craven. I didn't just do that one, did I? I guess not. All right, there we go. 1042. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes. Replacement, 25%. This is still the mill. Okay. Set vehicle. So I hope you guys are enjoying this series still. We are kind of getting towards the end of the availability for new trains. I don't know that that means that we're definitely getting to the end of the series or anything, but wow. So does it just put that in the center? I don't think it does, because there's more room towards the front than there is towards the back. We're also kind of getting close to the end of the availability for expansion as well. So let me know what you guys think about the future of this series, whether you want me to keep going or not. I mean, I'm not going to continue running it indefinitely, that's for sure. But right now I'm still having fun, and I still feel like there is more fun to be had, you know what I mean? Like, I don't see any reason to wrap this up, you know, today or tomorrow or anything like that. But on the other hand, I want it to be entertaining and interesting for you guys to watch. So obviously, I want to hear any feedback you might have. So, you know, as always, I'd like to hear that. And, oh, look at that. Looks like we're just about out of time, so that works out pretty well. Yeah, I hope you're having fun. I guess that's kind of what I was just saying, isn't it? As always, I thank you for subscribing, and hope to hear some comments from you in the comment area. Be sure to like this video if you enjoyed it. It's a good indicator, and helps us get more views, and that's always good. Thanks for watching, you guys. I will see you at the next episode. Bye.